All right, so I had a number of you ask me who's going to win the election. What's going to happen? Well, of course, no one can know for sure. But if you follow politics at all and understand what's going on behind the scenes, it's pretty clear, especially when you look at all the rallies and the support, there by no means should be any reason that Trump shouldn't win. And yes, I think he's going to. Now, they're going to try everything they can to either stop the election, postpone it, delay it, mess with it, cause havoc, and cheat because they simply cannot have him be president. Because this time around, he'll have no shackles. He's got nothing to lose, and he's going to expose everything and every one of them. Now, that's not to say that they're not going to attempt to inhibit that, but I think he's a little wiser this time around on who he's going to select to be in his cabinet. I also think, though the Democrats are maniacal, they're very clever, and they have been infiltrating the Republican Party for a long time now, folks. Make no mistake. Mike Pence, Liz Cheney, I could go down the list. I like the way Dan Bongino puts it. There are Republicans who are just Democrats, but there's no Democrats who are Republicans. So speaking of Dan Bongino, I'm going to show you a couple clips here that there is good news. And that good news is the Kamala Harris campaign is imploding behind closed doors. They have to be pulling their hair out, freaking out right now, because you've got more Latinos, more blacks, Asians, people of color, different nationalities, and people from various socioeconomic levels that are voting for Trump more than any conservative president in modern history. And even the left-wing media can't hide it anymore. Take a moment to watch here. Here's a few clips that should encourage you.
What do I tell you about politics? It's two things. What are they? Yes, sir. Snapshots and sound bites. Man, watch this and listen to the soundbite in contrast to the snapshot. Check this out.
This is a person that has been a no friend of the Latino community, no friend of immigrant communities, and he attacks us constantly. So as a community, we should rally behind the person that has always supported us. Donald Trump has been the most anti-Latino president, the most anti-Latino political figure of the modern era.
I just asked the guys, I go, can you guys please pull a screenshot of that? Is this not the entire election cycle summed up? Left-wing communist network, everything Cubans and Venezuelans want to get away from, MSNBC that loves communism. They have a left-wing lunatic on the air screaming about how much Hispanics hate Donald Trump, while Donald Trump is at a Hispanic roundtable in a Hispanic area of Hispanic South Florida, right? Look at this, getting a round of applause while this guy's screaming. Look at this, look at it. That's even better. Dude, we should not have even played the audio. We don't even need the audio. This thing, man, this is an instant classic. This sums up, this needs to be a clip. This is the entire election summed up right here. A panel of black or Hispanic voters where the majority of the panelists, or even a few of them, support Kamala Harris. I thought we were told the black vote, the Democrats own the black vote. No, they don't own shit. Watch this disaster for the lefties, not for America. This is great for us. Check this out.
For me to believe you for another 4 years, you're crazy. Right. Like, you're crazy. You're saying the same thing that you said 4 years ago.
So the fact that she's the vice president
That's
to
just
you
the
is
bottom line.
You're like, you've been here, you've had a chance.
Yes. Well, for me, the very first time I ever heard the name Kamala Harris, it was in association to locking up parents for a truancy. That was the first time I ever heard of her name. And I really didn't understand how this person claims to be a black woman, but yet she's locking up black women and black men and separating families.
This is the thing that is, Trump talks about this a lot. He says, Kamala Harris became black when it was convenient.
Right. Yeah.
Can you talk to me about, do you agree with him on that? Do you feel like she's wearing her blackness?
Absolutely. When she sworn into the Senate, it was as the first Indian American.
Thank you.
Which is, it's fine. We don't care.
We all know she's not black. Let's understand that. We are all clear of that. But my point of view, like I told you earlier, she's already been there. She's in office right now.
Here's a CNN commentator telling you exactly what I'm telling you about the Hispanic vote. Folks, if these numbers hold, there's no math for Kamala Harris to win. Check this out.
Kind of the jitters that are on the Democratic side is because that there's this feeling, and these polls are showing, that Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, is underperforming with Latino voters. And I think, kind of what we've already talked about is Latino voters are not monolithic, right? And there are plenty of Latino voters who are concerned about the border, may want a stronger border, may look at, the rhetoric that Trump has about, immigrants or people coming over and say, that's not me. I did it the right way. They didn't do it the right way.
Folks, they're second guessing everything now. They're freaking out.
There it is right there, folks. That's just one example, and there's many. I mean, you got rap stars and former gang members voting for Trump. Because he's so gangsta. No, it's because even they can see the abject disaster that Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party has become. And they're waking up to the fact that these white liberals don't care about them. They're just little racial, socio-economical pawns to be moved on their chessboard, which is exactly why the border's wide open. It's a numbers game. They figure the more that filter through that they can allow to vote, the more chances they have to win, right? So, like a rabid, dying animal, these people are going to do everything, and I mean everything they can to either stop, delay, or change this election. But they're running uphill, and they know it. So, only a little over a week left, and if you haven't voted, do it now. Oh, Mark, what's my vote going to count anyway? This is your means of peaceful recourse. Because if Kamala Harris gets in, I guarantee you, that means of peaceful recourse is going to disappear. And what's left when we have no means of peaceful recourse? Well, I'll leave it at that. Let's hope and pray it doesn't get to that. So get out, vote, do it now. Don't panic, but do pray and do prepare. Because in a few days, we're going to find out if America stays America.